RetroBit has finally announced that pre-orders for their upcoming physical release of MegaMan, the Wily Wars are beginning this Friday, May 21st, for $69.99. MegaMan, the Wily Wars is an enhanced re-release combining the first three Mega Man games from the NES with new graphics, music, and effects for the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive hardware. As a fun bonus, players that complete all three of the included titles unlock the Wily Tower, which tasks players to complete a new selection of levels with the abilities from all three Mega Man titles available to choose from. Originally announced back at Gamescom 2019, Wily Wars was a huge shock to see get announced for a physical release, and one I have been highly anticipating. For those of you who may be unaware, the game has only officially been available physically in Japan and Europe since its release in 1994. For the distribution here in the States, Sega and Capcom released the game as part of the Sega Channel download service, which went offline back in 1998. Since then, players that have wanted to own the game legally have had to choose between importing a copy from Japan or Europe. The Japanese copy has often been preferred since the European release runs at 50 Hz, resulting in slower gameplay. The downside is many parts of the game are only available in Japanese, making it difficult for some to get the full enjoyment out of the experience. As the years have progressed, even going the import route has become an obstacle as the rarer release is starting to climb in price, with complete copies of the PAL version beginning to cost between $250 to $800. If you don't care about owning the case or manual, the price is a more reasonable $30 to $60, but still starting to get up there for a loose cart. With 2019's release of the Sega Genesis Mini, North American players were finally able to enjoy the original NTSC release, albeit with some caveats due to the system's emulation performance. Even with this release, players that wanted to have an actual legit copy of the game were still out in the cold. But after nearly 27 years, we Mega Man fans here in the States can finally own an officially licensed NTSC copy of the game. Not only that, this new release is going to see some improvements over all the original physical versions available today. While the Genesis itself is the biggest limitation when it comes to this release, it is clear that RetroBit has spent time trying to get back every bit of performance they could to make it the definitive version of the game. RetroBit's release is getting the collector's edition treatment we have seen from the company's previous releases, and this one looks pretty sweet. There is the outer box that features swappable art thanks to a set of lenticular cards featuring various Robot Masters. If the selection of the Robot Masters looks familiar, it's because they were the ones chosen most popular in RetroBit's recent social media polls. I also think it's pretty cool that it opens up to reveal the sprites of the game's main heroes and villains. The main game case will also have reversible cover art based on both the original artwork for the game and that found on the Japanese version's cartridge. Both definitely have a unique feel about them, and I can't quite decide how I want to display it yet myself. Then there is the cartridge itself, and it looks like it will be visually striking with its sparkly blue design and matching blue PCB inside. I love that RetroBit has also included in the press kit that it will run at the proper 5 volts, include a save battery, and that the PCB has beveled edges. A little bit of reassurance to us that the cartridge won't risk our Genesis / Mega Drive hardware, I suppose. Other goodies included with this collector's edition are a full-color instruction booklet, a double-sided poster of the game's box art, a sticker book, a certificate of authenticity, and finally a selection of collector's cards based on the results of the social media poll I mentioned earlier. Out of all of RetroBit's publishing efforts, Mega Man the Wily Wars is the one that I have the most hype for to date. I am a big Mega Man fan, and having the actual NTSC release being available physically for the first time ever is incredible. Not just available, but actually improved compared to what was available back in the day. Going off of RetroBit's track record for solid game releases over the last 4 years, this release of Wily Wars is going to be well done, and I can't wait for Friday to arrive to secure a copy. Pre-orders will run from May 21st through June 21st and be a one-and-done production. Various retailers will be carrying the title, with Limited Run Games and Castlemania Games handling North America, and Dragon Box Shop, Strictly Limited Games, and Spell and Sant being available for European countries. And that is our first look at the upcoming RetroBit Mega Man the Wily Wars release. What did you all think about the announcement? What do you think about this collector's edition of Mega Man? Like I said previously, I think this looks really freaking sweet. It's a little bit smaller than RetroBit's previous collector's edition since it doesn't include a figure, but I think I am perfectly a-okay with that. I like the bonuses we're getting, and I don't know, I want to see what the final packaging looks like. If it's like the Topland shooter collection with their slipcases, like, that's just a perfect size to me. But again, I'm just really curious to know what you all think about this RetroBit re-release of MegaMan the Wily Wars. Let me know down in the comments below what you think, if you're going to be picking it up. Just let's have a conversation about this game, because I, for one, am really excited about it. I've only played it a little bit on the Japanese version recently, and then of course the Sega Genesis mini version was like my first legit owning of the game until getting the Japanese Rockman Mega World cart. But anyway, as always, we appreciate each and every one of you for coming out and checking out the channel. This new stuff is a little bit different for our channel, and something I am still trying to experiment more with, but I'm just not running into a lot of news I want to cover on a regular basis, so it's kind of just been limited to RetroBit stuff currently, but I'm hoping to expand that as we move on. So now, if you could all do me a huge favor, be sure to hit that like or dislike button, just depending on how much you like today's piece. And if you haven't already, hit that sub button so you can see when new tutorials, news, reviews, other random nonsense on my channel goes live. It goes a really long way to helping keep the growth of the channel going and letting us hit our goals. And again, we're just so grateful to each and every single one of you for that. If you'd like to further help support the channel, you can also be sure to check out that join button here on YouTube or the Patreon link in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. A little really goes a long way to keeping us up and running, and we are just so floored by all of our amazing champions who have been with us and just keeping us going. Just thank you again so much. If you haven't gotten that across yet, we just love you guys. Thank you all. But that's gonna do it for this one. Check out MegaMan the Wily Wars from RetroBit Gaming, and it will be available again this Friday until June 21st. In 2021, if you're watching this video in the future. But that's going to do it for this one. So until next time, my wonderful internet peeps, you all stay freaking awesome, and we will see you back next video.